Is it back?
No, I don't think it's back.
It's back on mine.
Is it back on your end?
It does say live.
Okay, well,
it does say live.
Hopefully you will be live.
This is where I can blame you. But anyways, as we try to figure this out, let me go ahead and say for the first thing, because I'm going to try to do this more of a community base and maintaining relationships with not just your significant other, but family, friends, co-workers, yeah, strangers, everybody. We've gone through a pandemic, and I feel everybody's a little bit discombobulated, if you will. That we're focusing on and just listening to, but I'd like to bring back more of what we can do as family and try to re-enrich, because there's been a lot of like mental health struggles, especially with me. To be honest, I think this might have been while we're about 45 minutes late starting. I like to place the blame on Adam all the time, but that is actually not the truth. But in the spirit of that, again, before first song, I am Lana, and to introduce this song, it is actually by Family of Family, which in turn I actually would consider family. I am originally from Big Stone Gap, my hometown, and this gentleman and a co-writer, Dustin Names, got into the top 10 of the Gather the Gap Music Festival Songwriters Contest. And that music festival actually is happening at the Southwest Virginia Historic Museum Park in Big Stone Gap, again, my hometown, on the 28th of May.
So it's coming up soon.
Yeah. And I'd like to promote that as maybe a date with your significant other, a sibling, your parent, a friend, because I feel like as we were torn apart these past 2 years, and everything was kind of put on hold, including this own radio station, maybe just you have to make more of a conscious effort to even date anybody to maintain a healthy relationship. Like it doesn't just go for your significant others. I feel like everybody might have got a little bit disjointed, like I said. So, but first I want to just give a big shout out to, like I said, Josh Lagel, Dustin Names, co-writers of the song One Truck, and Big Stone Gap. And that's what I'd like to play as the first song as my debut show.
So Josh Lagel, One Truck, on the Late Date with Lana.
You moving around makes me nervous. That sounded horrible.
Huh?
That sounded horrible.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's aggravating me that the feed went down. I would just go live on your Facebook because it went down.
It says I'm still live right here. You're in the show and everyone can hear you. Go on to the other people and see if it's playing.
They're still live somehow.
Well, then good, because you don't need to be live.
Okay. You're live, though.
People, he's moving around making me crazy. Like I'm trying to like follow script. But it is the truth. Maybe it's the moon. We're having a lunar eclipse this weekend, and all of that. What would you like
to talk about?
When I come back, actually, I'm going to probably get a little bit more in a throwback of talking about relationships. Maybe play a little.
Write down some points that you might want to hit, unless you.
Oh no, you got them, and I got them too. Yes, I'm not like I'm new at this. But anyways, thank you. Well, I am new at this, but
you've been on several times. I want to try to get.
I've practiced. That still doesn't take the nerves away, people. I think it's just the whole like I'm on the radio, and I think there's 6 states listening. He's making me crazy. We tend to do that to
on the show. It's good though.
That's okay.
Okay, so we're going to come back with the same song.
I did say Mercury was in.
Yeah.
Actually,
so you want to come back? Arctic Monkeys. Do I want to know?
No, just a rejoiner.
Well, that's what you've got, or is that your second song you want to play?
This is how backstage at radio works.
So you got the second. You've got the same rejoiner every time.
Just the first and second rejoiner, please. I didn't even know what rejoiner meant.
Once again.
Until this.
Yes. Okay.
That's correct. We got all of those technical things. We got it under control.
I mean, as long as you're live and on, that's good. That's good.
I need more coffee for this. If I want to be honest, I did not sleep last night. It wasn't the show. I always, and when we did the late date for just the other people's show on Facebook and YouTube, I would always get like super, OCD.
Yeah.
But it and kind of stressed out. I've actually had personal stress. But we're real people. And hopefully on my show, I'm able to get more people involved. Maybe this show will help me.
I'm hoping it will. I've always used it as like therapy.
Yeah. Like this is the therapy I needed.
My show's going to be therapy tomorrow.
Your show's going to be therapy tomorrow.
Yeah, if you listen live on the radio.
But then, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, viewers, I guess that's what we're doing.
It's hurt me so much that the pain of living is so much greater than the pain of dying. I'm an only child, so my mom and I were very close. On January 5th of 98, she had taken her life. There are so many resources that we've got to get them out there. We've got to get people talking about it and realizing it.
Okay, we're going to do one more PSA.
I feel like I'm being really quiet on the live broadcast because I'm like trying to pay attention to you. I'm going to have to start.
You're going to make it your own. I'm listening to you.
Look at my
All
coach,
right, so
my producer.
after 16 seconds, we're coming back.
This is why I did this live, so people could see how like absolutely nuts this is.
Hold on, 6 seconds.
And we're back with the Late Date with Lana on WMMT. I almost said that extra M. I have a stutter when it comes to that. If I ever say it incorrectly, I apologize. That just might be my way.
Just your way.
It just might be my way.
Yep.
88.7 FM. I'm glad for everybody for listening in. Like I said, we're going to get this all kinked out, or the kinks out.
Yes. Kinked out.
Kinked out. I just said that, didn't I? I was misspoken. But anyways, it's not that type of relationship show. But just a little throwback, I would like to say that we are gonna talk about love in general and what you perceive as love, and we're gonna get into more depth topics. I've been reading a lot of books past 6, 7, 8 months because we've kind of taken a break from our YouTube broadcast and all of that stuff.
But also people, if they want to listen and want to watch, they can watch on the other people's show on YouTube, Facebook, and your personal Facebook page.
My personal Facebook page.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to direct
currently.
people. Crazies attract crazies. So I don't know if I want it on my. Maybe we shouldn't announce that. I am being facetious. But anyways, the first thing I want to do is a little fun thing, because regardless of whatever type of relationship, and some of this is going to be more towards romantic relationships, I found these interesting facts on the interweb.
Okay.
I don't watch a lot of TV. I do read books and all of that. And so when I'm talking this show, hopefully I'm going to give the information that I think that was at least noteworthy or I had an opinion on. And hopefully if anybody else in future wants to comment or opinion on it, you can message us at theotherpeopleshow@gmail.com for comments or anything they'd like for us to share online, community-based. So that being said, the first topic I'd like to discuss is love psychology facts.
Okay.
Because with the stress of life that's been going on,
right,
either you're entering, exiting, trying to maintain a relationship with a romantic partner, a family member, a good friend, because they ebb and flow and they go through things. But some of these apply to both, but we're going to apply it right now just to a significant other,
right,
wherever they be. And I actually want you might have to participate with me.
Okay, I'll try to. I'll try to.
Do you have your little list?
I do have a list. Is it the second page?
Yeah, you have a
Okay,
little
let's
list. Yeah, you see. We have
some fans there.
We have some fans outside of the radio station honking and hollering. Yes. That's always nice.
So love psychology facts, okay?
That's always nice. The first one is more of an interactive. So I'm actually, and people can't see you. They might see you when you come over to my side. This fact I came across was if you want to know if someone loves you, you can look them in their eyes. If the pupil expands up to 45%, then you're in love.
Okay, so
I actually want to test that with.
So we're going to test that live on air.
Yeah, we're going to test that live on air. Let's
take off.
Let's take off the glasses. Okay. Let's see.
Close. Do they expand?
Oh man, they like shrinked back.
Do they?
They shrinked back. Utter disdain.
Disdain?
Yes.
But that happens.
That means not love, correct? Not love. According to this fact. No, I'm not so sure how accurate this fact is, but that's what I read. The next one, I want you to agree or disagree.
Okay.
Women say I love you more in the relationship, and the statistics, which are iffy at best, 66% of the time.
So I'm supposed to agree or disagree?
Yeah, like think back on your relationships. Were you the one to say I love you first, or
No,
vice versa?
Vice versa.
So it was always, and in this case, the female.
Yes.
See, I don't like this statistic. It's not all inclusive to different relationship dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always just going to be male or female. Then or if it's female, who we point the finger at. Like, so I don't know. Like, I don't really agree with that statistic because of that. Like, it's not that simple. Next fact. A crush lasts. This is based on psychology, and I got this via Twitter, but it's from actually a website called Hustle Booklet. Maybe that's where I went wrong in my
Hustle Booklet.
Yeah, in my research. A crush lasts no more than 4 months. If it exceeds, you're already in love. True or false?
I would agree with that. I would agree. I've
in
read
4 months.
I've read things that would. It's pretty much on par with what I've read. The research.
I'm not sure if I agree.
Well, you think crushes can last longer than 4 months?
I'm not sure if you're. I don't know if it's maybe the falling in love. Maybe I need to look because I've seen other statistics on this romantic love and attachment love, and there's supposed to be all of these differences. And at 40 years old and single, never married, I mean, like I could use all of the research I could get, but do I agree with it all, or I'm probably going to need other people's opinions.
Yeah,
that's probably why I'm doing this show.
Okay.
Struggle bus, just like everybody else, just like the other people.
That's true. Very
Correct. True. I don't know. It might take me longer. I think sometimes I felt like, I have. But if that's true, then I don't know. It's taken me longer than 4 months to say I love you to someone. And I've heard it first.
You heard it. See, I've always heard it.
I've heard it like after like 2 weeks.
Really? That's alarming.
2 weeks.
That's alarming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
heard it after 2 weeks.
I don't really believe that.
Have you not had something like it at our age? Have you not had something like somebody just be like immediate, to love too fast?
I've had it after like a week or two as well.
A week or two?
Yeah. But I will say this. I've never went out with someone who hasn't told me that they've loved me. Every single person. Now, I haven't believed them all, but I've heard it from them all. So I've dated over 2,000 women. So I've heard it over 2,000 times.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that. I believe that.
No, I'm kidding. But I have heard it first. Every time.
Every time.
Yes. It's not been a lot.
See, like I said, that's why I like these love psychology facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I actually did. I don't do Twitter. I only Facebook. Messenger is enough for me. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Snap. I don't watch TikToks
You don't
but
watch TikTok?
No,
okay.
No, I don't watch, but at best, 2 hours of the old boob tube, the television a week.
Yeah.
I literally don't. And that's like a movie or something. I can't sleep. Kind of like last night. I'm watching.
What did you watch?
What did I watch? Jeez. It's a Harlan Coben novel turned into a miniseries. It's British. Safe. No, can't see. I just started watching it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot going on in my life. I can't pay attention to that. I'm trying to keep my relationships good as I'm falling apart, but
so it wasn't enough to keep your mind off of what was going on?
No. Anyways, next forward. We're getting off topic here, which is fun. And that's what you do on dates. Do you find like because hopefully future guests, like I said, freaks, musicians, poets, writers, any old folk. I said foes, didn't I?
Yes.
Then I said maybe not. I don't think I want to do that at air. Friends and family are hard enough.
Yeah, they are. They truly are.
Yeah, like collaborating with him and being in relationships and maintaining close and healthy relationships with them. Or it could just be individual thought. I don't know. We're going to get into that in later shows. Let's just move on.
Right.
Yeah, let's just move on. Some psychologists, do you agree or disagree?
Okay.
Say that humans cannot be just friends with opposite sex members.
I think that is false.
I agree with you because let's go back to relation. It's not that. I feel like these might be outdated. It's like a one coming from a one singular dynamic of a relationship viewpoint.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like male and female relationship.
Yeah.
Or just, I don't know. Like I feel like it. No, I have a lot of good guy friends.
Most of my friends are girls. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, most of your friends are girls.
And then that causes problems, I think. Sometimes. When it shouldn't.
Well, let's go to the next one because I'm going to come back to that because and here's why I disagree with that. It says true love is when you care for their well-being, regardless of the status of your relationship.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. So that goes to hold to say, if you agree with that, then, I mean, even past exes and people I've been in relationships with or friends I can actually no longer maintain, the dynamic of that relationship has changed.
Yeah.
I might care about their well-being because I just can't have anything to do with them anymore. Kind of like, or I actually generally must have loved them because 20 years later, I do feel excitement about your life and your family. I do care about your well-being and your happiness.
Right.
I do keep check up on exes from that long ago. Like, and we actually at times say, I love you back and forth.
See, I don't go
and
that
we mean
far
that.
with it.
I mean, but we mean it where it's a different dynamic. We're friends. So if it's true love, because why does true love always have to be just true romantic love? It doesn't, or just one-sided.
It doesn't. I would agree with that.
This is why I started off with this because in a preface to like future shows, I kind of like
springboard.
Like we're segueing into what I want to do with this community, with how your relationships with everybody in your milieu, your emotional environment, is important. Takes work. There's issues and all of that, and plus also just showing love to the community and including, like I said, having dates with even strangers, local artists, local bands. I like a smorgasbord of music. You can actually see how insane I am by my playlists. It's all over the place. But I do love it.
I think they can see how insane you are just by tuning into the live feed. I think that could,
Thank you for that. Is that how he's
I mean, cute but insane. I mean, that's probably how I would describe you.
Well, you're not a professional, but so it must take one to know one.
Maybe
Yeah.
so. Maybe so.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Continue. Sorry to disrupt.
But that's actually the end of that segment. And I'm going to pick on you in your show and just do a little bit of more fun and trying to get, like I said, my feet wet in this whole radio business. And I want to thank everybody that's tuning in, friends, family, strangers, freaks, weirdos, crunks, drunks, hipsters.
And I'm sure we have a lot
of those.
A lot of each
all
of
of those. Yeah.
A lot of each
all of you. The struggle bus people. All of you. Like, that's who I want to have a date with on Friday nights. Because I think this is Real People Radio, and it's, again, volunteer radio. And it is definitely needed that we have other local talent supporting this type of radio, because radio isn't free. If you want actually any more information and how you could help out with that, because it is listener sponsored, you can go to WMMT.
Yeah.
See, I messed it up again.
No, you did mess it up.
www.WMMT.org.
Yeah. O-R-G.
O-R-G.
Yes.
Well, it took me a couple of tries. I'm not perfect.
No, but that's what you do. You've learned to read over the copy, and you do a good job.
Thank you. Well, I'm depending upon, jury's still out, another crazy person to actually teach me how to do this on the radio.
Well, I mean, really, just to pull back
the
curtain a little bit, this is only your second live radio show. You guessed last week on my show. You've been on the YouTube and Facebook StreamYard version of the show.
Yeah.
But this is the first time of actually doing your own personal
I had a lot of nerves. But it's the same essence of the show. It's just I want to do
a little bit different
format. If you're just watching live on Facebook or how we're streaming it that way, you're actually not able to hear the music we're playing in the background.
Right.
So if you could tune in to the radio, and I think it, like I said, it spreads across a large area.
And online, they can listen online.
And I'm happy to have my community and people I get to meet in this community be a wider, radius of area outside of where I've been the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is at home.
Yeah.
And again on the struggle bus, but that's for a different show.
Some
I promise.
Buses can be nice though.
Yeah, you can turn them into really cute places.
Yeah,
to
go on
stay.
YouTube and look at some of that, and you're like, wow.
The short struggle buses can literally be nice.
Yeah, be cute.
You can turn them into nice.
Yeah.
So that being said, the next song, if you want to play, but I'm going to pick on you a little bit about your choice of topic that didn't come up when you had me on a guest, because it was on the itinerary, but it wasn't said.
Was it the one you want to do it after the song?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so we have the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, we got the Arctic. Is
Do I want to know?
Yeah, do I actually want to know if somebody feels the same way? Like, what is love? We don't know.
No, we don't.
No, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so here it is. Arctic Monkeys, Do I Want to Know, on the Late Date with Lana on 88.7 WMMT.
I'm looking at him a lot, and I probably shouldn't be looking at you. Is there any way you can turn? Because I have no. How do I turn my setup? I need to be taught this so I can kick in.
What do you mean turn it?
My headphones up.
Oh, there's only one button on this monitor.
Only one button. So I only get one option.
Yeah, is it too loud?
I'm going to start being a diva already and be like, so the host doesn't get. It's not loud enough for me.
How about now?
That's good. That's good.
The stream seems to be freezing, though, on my end. Is it not on your end?
It doesn't say so, but if it's not live, that's completely fine.
Yeah, but I want to get this issue fixed.
Because, like you just said, I look like an insane person.
Okay.
He's kidding. He's not kidding. I actually agree with him.
I'm kidding.
The little promos I posted coming on tonight was about how strange I've volunteered for this, because literally the past few weeks has not been one of those. And if you're watching live stream, this is actually not on the radio. You'll see me put my headphones back on when that happens.
Yep.
Just if it could be, I don't know, coronal mass ejections messing me up, the planets. It could be just like even further out, everything in the universe just like throwing stones. I have a crack in my windshield.
There's lunar eclipse tomorrow.
Yeah, the lunar eclipse. Do you actually believe in lunatics, like people that are affected by celestial body? He calls me a lunatic all the time. Affected by the celestial bodies.
That's like a nice term, lunatic.
If you're watching live, there is a How the Universe Works episode. I think it's still on Facebook or Hulu or whatever like platform a few weeks back, because I've seen them all a dozen times. But it talks about astrology and astronomy and the difference. And so you're actually having physicists talk about how it could, and like when they actually say things like, because Mercury is in retrograde. I mean, it could be right.
Could be.
But am I that significant to where the planets are affecting just me and my energy? I think there's physics around it to where they try to prove that. That's another thing. That's another thing.
You've been on 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
You've got 30 more minutes. 45 more minutes if you're staying until midnight.
Probably not tonight. I think I said on live radio that like I really didn't sleep last night. I've been having a lot of problems.
Have you enjoyed being on this?
I do enjoy it.
All right, so we've got
I'm looking forward to actually having guests.
We've got about a minute left on the show. Hopefully we won't have any of these kind of problems.
Lana's still learning all of this. But I do feel better knowing, again, this is real people. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, just being taught how to do this to try to continue the late date.
So we're going to go from this song
on a completely different
into
platform.
Some PSAs. We'll probably do 2 of those. And then we'll come back, okay? And your rejoiner this time. Same rejoiner? No, you got Beautiful Crying? Or no, that's the 3rd song, right?
It's actually the thong song I wanted you to play. It's right underneath it. If you so pleased.
As the rejoiner?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this when you're
if you
talking
checked
about
out the
underwear?
topics, that actually makes sense.
Is this when you're talking about
And
the
it's my
underwear?
show. I can play the thong song.
Is this when you're talking about the underwear?
The underwear.
This segment?
Well, it wasn't really me that wanted to talk about the underwear. It was you.
I just have to be a funny topic. But we got 40 seconds, and then we're going to come back with Cisco. You're doing a good job, by the way.
I don't think so. But thank you.
It's your first show. It's not going to be perfect.
Well, I've been
And
in an
we've had a
emotion.
lot of stress
I
right
know.
before the show, so.
All of the friends and family know, like when they're like, "Oh, you'll do good," and all of that. I was like, I've actually had, and it comes with it. I'm a single mother. I have a son that is going through the Mercury and Gatorade emotions or something here lately too.
All right, hold on, I'm gonna do one more.
Thank you.
Okay.
And just dealing with that as a mom, like there's a lot of emotional turmoil. Even keeping up a relationship healthfully as a single parent can be hard. Maybe we'll get into that one day. So that's kind of been another struggle bus for me too.
Unmentioned voice.
Yeah.
So we got 30 seconds.
This next song is Unmentionables.
So you want to announce when we come back? I'm going to point, and then you wait a couple seconds. All right, we got 15 seconds.
Oh, fuck. Dude, I did say that. That was just on that. I didn't say that. Did I say that on the radio? I said it on the radio. No, I didn't say it. Good thing it's really, really
All right,
late.
your mic's going to go on, okay?
As we come back, as I mentioned before, the last song. Adam, last week when you had me on as a guest, and welcome back to the Late Day with Lana, by the way, on here on Possum Radio WMMT
88.7, yeah.
Yeah. And happy to be here, happy to just try to insert this endeavor and volunteer and try to reach out to a broader audience. And welcoming other DJs back. So I know that there are new and interesting programs happening because everybody just came back into the radio, what was it, 2 weeks ago, or just started slow back?
Yeah, a slow rollout.
Slow rollout with all new different programming. Hence how I end up here.
You were kind of shoved in.
Yeah, shoved in.
Gently shoved in.
I mean, I was interested in doing it, but it was hard to agree. Like I said, what people have been dealing with the past couple of years within your family relationships, your private relationships, your work relationships, your just regular friendships. Like, I think it, as I did in the past, talk about those issues. Maybe other people would just want to hear or chime in, or they're going through things, or they want to share things, or like I said, happy to highlight local talent,
right?
And local not so great talent. I don't care. I'm still going to support you. So we're happy to have you on, or I'd be happy to have you on as a date every Friday.
Me, not so much. I'm picky, so I don't go on many dates.
Yeah, like I said. Today, as you showed me the ropes, this is probably the last date we will probably go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to plan my dates about 6 months in advance. So I have a date 6 months in advance from now.
Yeah. I'm sure they're looking forward to
it. They are. They have 6 months to prepare.
Yeah. I don't really know how they would prepare for that. But thank you for being my date, at least tonight, Adam. I do appreciate it. Because he actually got to see firsthand how, in the real life, how any given day, your relationships and all of that can affect, and like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. It's all things can literally affect your emotional well-being. And although I know you said you like to think logically, a lot of people think emotionally, and that's okay. And too emotionally. I'm too emotional.
I think most people do think emotionally over logic.
Okay, I'm just going to segue that. You want to know what I don't think most people think about, especially at your age?
What?
I mean, people's unmentionables. You had last week, and I kind of shook my head no at you. You had this topic of like question, boxer briefs,
or
briefs, boxers or briefs, panties, thongs, granny panties. Like, wait, I want you to explain what that whole topic was about.
Okay, so the whole topic was
or what you're even questioning, because I said no, maybe that's more of a late date topic.
Well, originally it was on I think a TikTok saying what women might prefer, boxers or briefs. So I clicked on it was on a little Snapchat thing.
Oh, so what they prefer in the other.
Yeah, so that's what I originally thought, bringing it up, and I thought, well, when we take some calls, people could call in and say what they prefer, preferably what they wear, why they do this. And I thought it might be a fun little segment just to talk about.
Ladies and gentlemen, I actually thought it was like a direct question, as in a little like my preference of like what I like to wear.
It could be that. It
Like
could be that.
I actually took it, and when I read it, and I was like, so I'm supposed to answer like what underwear I prefer to wear on, like, is that what you're asking, or what you prefer in some?
It could be several things. What you prefer.
Should I tell the audience? I have a bunch of, it's like a bunch of different underwear, but I like briefs.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I just regular. I'm not going to knock any of the people, like it would be a bad thing if a female were to say, because I actually think when I wore them, because I wore granny panties for about 2 years, I couldn't let them go. Those things were comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable, but see, here's the problem that I've seen.
I looked good. I thought I got compliments.
Well,
I got compliments.
The problem also being, well, maybe not a problem, but also maybe a benefit would be that you could also parachute out of a plane with them. So that would be a benefit.
That's a little bit.
And they come in such great colors, black and tan. Such white. Such
pink,
amazing
blush, blue.
So not
gray.
basic color. No fun patterns.
No fun. So you just prefer to see somebody with
fun little bit.
I feel like you're like scarred by past experiences with this or something, because to be that.
And I'm not putting them down. It's just kind of boring. It's just some boring. Wouldn't you like? I mean, it's something that says like it has like a little, a little watermelon on it, or like a little writing on the back of it.
You know what kind of? To be honest, you want to know like
fun
kind of underwear I like for a person opposite, let's say, obviously a romantic partner, whatever they're comfortable in, and vice versa. That's what I like for me. Whatever I'm comfortable in at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just picking on you. Like, is that? And there's TikToks you said, or
it was a snap little
See,
this
snap
is
why
story.
I don't have Snap.
Yeah,
chat.
Snapchat story.
I read books, and speaking of books, and this is why I wanted to talk about this, just because I'm going to give you. And some of these things I think you want to hear, and it's just a little fun topic. So we wouldn't get too serious about relationships and all of that, and going into dynamics and hearing from other people and getting into, again, I'm no professional, but I would need guests to just be a soundboard, whether I'm helping them, helping themselves, or just highlighting something they feel is important when it comes to relationships and all of that. Across all boards,
right?
Personal and community relationships and how you should be. There is I do read a lot. I don't watch a lot of TV, and so I actually don't read these Uncle John's bathroom readers. Have you ever, or know anybody like? Because there's I've got a few.
I've read some of those,
and this
but
was
I've never actually been in the bathroom when reading them. Though.
But because you said that, I actually wanted to tell you about different types of interesting unmentionables. Because when I saw that topic again, that's how I thought about it. The unmentionables. Why are you wanting to talk about people's unmentionables? But anyways, there's these different products that they think, and it's like kind of news of the weird, and you do that too. And this would be specifically something you and I might be interested in. It's called Shock Jock brand boxers and briefs.
Okay.
Can you imagine what that?
Yes.
What that is?
Yeah, I can.
Well, what it does, it enhances the mail package. That's a good, and these are a real thing. And it's like, it says, who says you have to wear a baseball to wear a cup? This line of underwear comes fully equipped with the active shaping technology.
So this is like the thing on the market.
This is so advanced though. A soft clip cup with authentic male-looking features that the company says will add demands of appearance. But because it won't stop, it'll actually stop baseballs, but it actually enhances. So it's actually working as like a jock strap.
Right.
But it actually does purposely enhance.
So you can wear this to play baseball with.
Yeah, you can actually wear it in sports. But they actually say it might not help any objection from the object of your affection, realizing what you're doing here. But it could be, but it's actually shaped. We're coming into that age to where this is what people are coming up with, and this is just the latter part of it because there's
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've got pages here.
Right.
Like crazy underwear. But as a bonus, the same company, which is Andrew Christian, who's the maker of Sock Junk, also sells a line of butt-enhancing underwear.
I've seen somebody walk around in those recently.
And this is why I said I might be interested in these too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably kind of need, I probably kind of need a little butt enhancing. It's just to lift the shape, the junk in your trunk. And I don't know if we're actually, calling out and promoting these things. I just think it's odd.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't need what they're saying here,
yeah.
what they're trying to sell me here. For me,
No.
I'm good in that area.
Yes.
I'm good in that area,
I
to be
think so.
honest. Moving forward. And I hope it's late enough to be talking about this on the air.
I mean, this
as the producer, you would stop me.
I would
Lana,
stop.
you're going too far.
This is a PG-13 show, and that's it's a fun show for everyone to enjoy.
These are
fun little topics.
These are real, true products.
Yes.
They talk about them on Twitter.
It's kind of weird,
don't they? Or the Twitters and the TikToks.
I gotta be honest. I don't really get on.
Or the Instagram.
I don't really get it.
I've told you 10 years ago. I probably could have been a Belfie model.
Yeah.
I probably could have been a Belfie model. I think I missed my calling. But we didn't have Instagram and TikTok and all of those things.
No, I did have Instagram, but it was early stages in 2010. That's when I got Instagram.
I think I had it, but I don't think I knew how to connect to it. I actually pretty sure I did have it. And I still don't know how to add people or go on to it.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've never clicked on.
So yeah, everyone, don't add her.
Don't add me. Don't request me. I don't look at.
You're not active.
I'm not active. Anyway, this is kind of like an odd talking about social media or digital crazed things of topics that people could possibly get into.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I'm trying to be as lighthearted as possible. And this is a late date.
It is.
And these might be fun topics to talk about if you're on a date.
This should be.
If you're on a date, this would be funny.
You lay back, you listen, you're driving in your car, you're across state lines, and Lana is providing you with a nice little light, entertaining show tonight. And,
this is true.
So thank you for listening.
Yeah, some of it's light.
Yeah, well, tonight anyway.
Light. Yeah, just tonight. Like I said,
the introduction.
The semantics of it all radio. Like I said, it could be the day. Again, it's Friday, May 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Do you think people are having Friday the 13th movie marathons tonight?
And if they're just joining, I said earlier, Mercury in retrograde, from what I read on the interweb, like all over it, means that if you're going to have any type of technical difficulties, you will. Like electronics and all of those. Yeah, for quite a while.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to have any type of don't make big decisions or upset, I don't know. But at least some of that holds to be true.
Yes, I agree.
Anyways, but let me go on. So I've seen and I've heard out there in the dating world, or if this is like things people do. And we know of certain websites and things that people do. And like I said, Instagram models and specifically, and I jokingly said Belfie, like these people make a lot of money.
Yeah. They
make a lot of money doing this. Just pictures
of
their booties and stuff like that.
I've never looked at these.
Of their feet. I think years ago I remember like the idea of people selling their underwear.
Yeah.
To other people on the internet. I think that was first introduced to me, and maybe I lived under a rock for a while because like I said I don't watch a lot of TV. Was Orange is the New Black. It was one of those seasons like they did it out of the prisons.
I've never seen it, but
You've never seen it?
I've heard of it.
Anyways, let me tell you about the most expensive pair of unmentionables that you could possibly buy. Queen Elizabeth II was actually visiting Chile in 1968.
Okay.
And left behind in her trousseau, or whatever they call it. They're over in, that's French or Britain, but I guess it could apply to both of the ton. She had left behind a pair of brief underwear that were lace, embroidered, hand embroidered with the little E.
Probably
and a
past
crown.
the belly button,
Yeah.
though, I bet.
Well, we don't know. The queen was a very fetching woman, and she still is.
Is this the same queen as we have now?
Yes, this is the same
But
queen.
the younger queen.
So anyways.
Well, any queen would be the younger queen.
Anyway, so I read in this bathroom reader that there was a Hungarian playboy. Somehow these underwear fell into the hands of him. And when he passed away, he willed it off into his estate to his heirs. But they actually were going to put them up for auction. So this is even above and beyond selling more, the average person selling their unmentionables on the interweb. This was the Queen of England. But in respect to, I think, Prince William and the Duchess of Kate, they didn't put them up for auction then, but they finally did. But what it doesn't give me here is they tell you how much the opening bid for these used underwear of the Queen were.
How much?
$9,000.
Wow.
$9,000. I think the regular old Joe doesn't pay $9,000. Or if there's anybody in this listening page that wants to pay me $9,000 for my unmentionables, I'll send them out.
Yeah.
I'd like, no doubt, I will send them out.
I think anyone would, really.
I but I hear but people can do this, and it's like, really? Why not? Where have my scruples been? Why do I have these scruples? Like $9,000? I mean, I could make even $9 a pair would be great in this economy.
Yeah.
True that.
Yes.
So no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying if you can make that much money, you go for it. You go for it.
I agree with you.
Like, listen, I had no qualms here at the late date with Lana.
No, none at all.
No qualms. So anyways, that about does that with that one. I don't want to go into, and there's a whole lot more. There's the U.S. military, and I'm not going to read from it, but there was another one that I found interesting. And because I was actually told once that I talk about drugs too much sometimes. Like people would understand and know. I actually have worked in pharmacy for well over 10 years.
Right.
So I'm talking about medicines, and I don't mean drugs, but like talking about medicines and things and bringing them up like, oh, well, that and that and that. Oh, do you know what that makes? Anyways, they have actually came up with a pair of underwear that could literally withstand an IED blast for the military. And I think the U.S. Marines has ordered bukus once they were. It was actually, again, the British that figured this out. Bukus of these underwear, or at least a couple of thousand. And it's made out of a durable polyurethane that's actually flexible and all of that. It's not like lead. It's not like a plate. But that fabric, it's like it actually will protect from all of that.
Right.
The interesting thing is, and because we're talking about unmentionables, is that polyurethane, and I know this being in the farm for as long as I have, is you add glycol and you've got Miralax, which is the most basic, common, used over the counter and prescribed to get laxative to get rid of constipation. This polyurethane must be in a lot of things. Like I'm gonna have to look more into this. Like, what else can you do with polyurethane?
Yeah, it's in everything.
You can make people poo. You can block their unmentionables from an explosion. Yeah, an actual explosion, like a grenade explosion. Crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
You can do a lot with that.
So, like, my interest in boxers, briefs, and all of that. Actually, after you had mentioned it, I ran into it. Like I said, again, it was the Uncle John's bathroom reader.
And it's a fun little topic.
I wasn't in the bathroom when I ran into it, but I like reading little factoids and stuff like that. Anyways, we're gonna take another little break. You give me a little breathing room to where I can take a drink of water, drink soda.
You want to do a double song here?
No.
No? You want to do We Got Beautiful Cry?
That's exactly Tamer.
Have
you heard this song before?
I don't think that I've heard this.
That's the beauty. That's at least the beauty of me doing this on the radio as opposed to doing it just on Facebook.
Right.
And because I think I'm so nervous, I keep looking at him when I probably should be interacting with StreamYard like I normally do on all the shows.
Either way.
I'm trying to focus and not overtalk.
Did you like the little background music I had there?
I did. It might be a little bit more interesting if they were listening. This is not like a podcast because it's not over the internet, is it? Is this considered a podcast?
No, I mean, it's condensed down. If they do want to check out the podcast, you will have a podcast version of this on Spotify in the coming weeks.
In the coming weeks,
yeah.
Oh, that's something
you
as my producer does this.
Yeah.
I'm the diva. I don't have to worry about it.
But it'll be without the songs.
Just the
no
host.
Songs on the podcast.
Yeah, you actually.
Yeah.
So if you're actually wanting to hear what awesome songs I choose to play, you're actually going to have to tune in to WMMT 88.7 FM on Possum Radio. Yeah.
So here it is. Yeah. This is A Beautiful Crime.
This is a lovely song.
Tamer. Oh, yeah, I've heard this.
My producer is tired. I am tired.
What a good show, though. Wouldn't you agree? So it's 11:41.
I think it's been a good show. I think I'm still a little bit nervous.
I wish I had it on.
People that know me, I start talking faster and more all over the place.
I wish I had the audio of the MP3 of it, so you could listen with the songs.
I'm going to use this whole little podcast as my dating profile video. Here, can you handle this? Probably not going to get much takes. Actually, I'm joking. I do have a lot of family and friends that have supported this.
Let's get a picture of you.
Family and friends and strangers and coworkers and other people that I run into. We're not going back that I've told about, and I've told them that I've been a little bit nervous.
Look, me. One more. Okay.
I'm actually going to leave the headphones on because I can hear this song.
Act like you're reading on the paper. Was that how you read on the paper?
That's how I read on. He's trying to take a picture of me. I don't do pictures. I don't do videos, obviously, very well either.
That's a good one.
Of the late. I hate every picture I see of myself.
That's a good one. That should be your profile picture.
We'll take one after we're not video and all of this too. Because if they can see it, we're about an hour into a show, which is all I told you. Even though we started late, I didn't think that I had an hour in me, and this is why is because I've actually had a lot of emotional straining day, but that's how the real world works. And when I come back, I'm actually going to give a couple of quotes about all of that. And then we're going to close the out with the show because he's over here yawning.
Not at the show.
Yeah, well, you got some sleep last night. I was up till after. I
wasn't yawning because of the show. I think you've done a good job.
No, he's yawning tired. But I concur. I'm actually tired too.
I think it's been a really good show.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I think we've turned the ship around.
You turned the ship around.
No, you have. Well, we have together. All right, we got, okay, we get a little bit. So I'm going to, after the song, play 2 PSAs, and then we'll come back. And what's your rejoinder? The same one? The Perfect Girl? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good rejoinder.
I thought we talked about this.
We did. I'm just making sure.
Who knows? We both probably don't. I barely remember anything at this point in the night. But if you're tuning in live, watching on the Other People's Show, or come back and watch as I share it on my page. This is like one of those things that I used to get really, really stressed out because I've done sketches and stuff with the other people.
Does it still show
but the
your
past
live?
2 days I've had, yeah, it shows me live.
Okay.
The past 2 days I've had in relation, like I said, as a single mother with my son, which, you know, I love my son, but if he's struggling, I start struggling. That's something I want to talk about in the future. It's actually reading up on it right now. This book is so.
Hold on, let's see. You can talk.
It's actually sold 25 million copies. No, more than 5 million. It's 25th anniversary, but it's not Codependency No More. I actually didn't realize what codependency was, but it's actually more of how your own mental health can start being affected in relation to the people around you and their issues. And those can be, again, family, friends, coworkers, because you feel this really, really strong need or emotional roller coaster with them, even though you're not the one actually going through the things. They're the ones having to deal with you. Kind of like the codependent is the partner of an alcoholic, and how much they would have to go and have to deal, and what type of mental distress, anything or something like that, they would have to endure during those types of times, and how to get over that. I'm about halfway through. Not halfway through, but a quarter way through.
All right, we got a minute 10.
And we're back.
And then we got a minute 10.
I'm going to try at least at the end. Look at my camera. Like I said, I've been off all day and all yesterday. And it doesn't really have anything to do with the show, but this is volunteer work. And I actually thought about Monk. The one episode I did watch, they literally had to look at Monk because he was running around all the time like a crazy, insane person with obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety issues, or something like that.
Yeah.
From what I gathered. And his coworkers or his friends literally looked at him and said, double up on your medication and get back to work. And I almost felt like I had to say that in my head and like giggle today and be like, I mean, I got to double down and actually do it regardless of how I felt.
We got 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And I want to welcome back everybody to the Late Date with Lana on Possum Radio, WMMT 88.7. If you've been listening to the whole time, this is being my debut hosting show, which I came in knowing because I'd only done, like I said, some, what do you call them, podcasts,
Yeah.
all of that for as guest, not host or anything like that, for the Other People show on YouTube and Facebook. And I think, or I've actually even dabbled in writing and directing some sketches in the past, and you know, helping with all of that stuff. Never with the music and the in and out and being cued to go in and on. Usually I'm just used to continuously talking nonsense or anything. But I do want to, they could hear. I do want to appreciate anybody and everybody for tuning in. And again, want to remind you that this, what I'm doing tonight, any old insane person will let have a show or a show idea and try to get that started. This is volunteer radio. It's community driven. And how you can contribute to that and, join in, provide support. I think I'd mentioned earlier, it's an out call to anybody, friends, family, freak strangers, artists, definitely musicians. And again, I want to congratulate that family friend. That was really nice of him. I messaged him on the Book of Faces and said, I'm going to play that song first because I'm actually proud. So if I can play the first song on the radio, it's going to be somebody's song that I know, that I feel like deserve it. And I'm glad I chose that. And hopefully he at least watched this. And I did pre-warn him what the late date was like. and how nutso I actually can be when I'm actually nervous. And I think I said I'm freaking AF out.
Have you been nervous tonight?
I am nervous for different reasons. It wasn't the show. The nerves and the anxiety came from outside sources leading up to the show.
Right.
Which I can be thrown off very easily. Very emotional. Up and downs, especially when it's concerning other people that I care about.
Right.
Those relationships, like with family and friends and stuff, and those dynamics and their lives can actually have a direct effect on my well-being.
And mental health. Sometimes
in a good way, sometimes in a bad way, directly or indirectly, we actually talked about on the way over here.
We actually screamed about on the way over.
We screamed about it on the way over from Wise County over here to Wattsburg, Kentucky, which is where we're broadcasting from.
Yes.
About secondhand stress, causing people secondhand stress. People cause me secondhand stress, and I am pretty darn sure that I cause a lot of other people, especially people closest to me, a lot of secondary stress. And it's not always intentional. But, I mean, we've been sequestered in our homes for periods when we didn't really want to be. And it wasn't necessary at the time. I mean, when at the start of this pandemic 2 years ago, when they shut everything down and we slowly came out, I feel like people got so sick of it the first 6 weeks, and it hadn't even hit our listening area yet, to be honest. Out here in the mountains of Southwest Virginia, Southwest Virginia, Southeast Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky. And
Eastern Tennessee, like, and all of the other places you tell me were broadcasted too. But anyways, I hope they'll come back next week. It'll be a little bit different show. I am going to leave off with, it's actually a quote that I read. And these are two things, because the only information other than books I get is from the Book of Faces, which is highly accurate. Things you should be, taken as written in stone.
Yes.
And that's the full basis of this whole show, is that everything you read on the interweb is correct.
True.
Yeah. Or you should pay attention to it. But if you're getting $9,000 for your unmentionables, then maybe you should be paying attention to it and trying to figure that out. But anyways, the author of this, quote from the Book of Faces, Lori Deschanel. I do not know Lori Deschanel, but I liked it when I saw it. It says, no matter what you do, someone won't be pleased. Someone will think your choices are wrong, and someone will tell you what you should do instead. No matter which path you take, someone will seem to do better. Someone will have more than you, and someone else's life may look more impressive on paper. But if you're being true to yourself, none of that would matter.
I think
so. I was like, that's pretty true. Because and especially me, when I'm going through my worst, I kind of get down on myself, right?
Yeah.
And caring and stressing too much and worrying about others.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this radio venture, if we get people to listen, maybe they don't like that too. They don't like the TikToks and the television and all of that. And
distractions.
Yeah. And this could just be a fun little
getaway.
Oh, look at these people going crazy about these other people talking about crazy things, but at the same time trying to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a village, people. It takes a village for healthy love, for healthy dating, for healthy friendships, relationships, just in general. But in saying that, and before we get our much needed shut off for the evening, I read this too, and I like this. When life gives you lemons, make it whiskey sour, or actually, in my case, an old fashioned. Because for goodness sakes, we're adults now, people.
Yes, we are. And you are.
Yeah.
Everyone listening.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Well, if you're not an adult, please ignore.
Yeah.
And that's 21 and under. Please ignore that last little bit of advice from me. And of course, if you're over 21, please drink responsibly. And everybody have a good night and a good weekend. And hopefully you'll have a great Mercury and what was it, Gatorade, I said?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
The Mercury and the Gatorade.
So we do have...
We focus on that and we'll do better.
We've got the Other People show coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah,
10 p.m. So be there or be square, as they say. And
well, if you're the host, I mean, they'll at least match you.
Yes, they'll match. And be back next Friday, the 20th, for episode 2 of The Late Date with Lana. And,
yeah, thank you for that. You just ended my show.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. And like I said, if you have any comments or interest in being on a date with me here, so I don't have to date this guy again, and he can just produce.
Yeah.
Then give us a shout out or try to contact through Facebook, The Other People Show, or The Other People Show @gmail.com.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And thank you for listening.
Also, keep in mind, we've got the spring fund drive going on here at WMMT. So, check out.
Yeah, I've kind of directed them to you go back to www.wmmt.org, and that's how you'll find the information about that. And everybody behave yourselves out there.
Good night.
Good night. That was nerve-wracking. I have to stop all of this. I do wish I had an old-fashioned.
Do you want your...
I think one, and I would be asleep.
Do you want the live stream to...
Yeah. Anyways, everybody, if you're watching the live stream, thank you. You can actually see how crazy that was for me. And if you know me very well, you're going to be like, wow. But it was just an introductory show because I knew that I was coming into it not feeling very well, had a little bit of personal issues outside of this very much volunteered community work. If you would like to be or interested in doing a show on Possum Radio, just get a hold of the website and the coordinator that I think I mentioned, or if you want to be involved in my show or Adam's show, The Other People show on Saturday nights, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night. No, I did horrible.
And cut your phone on just to make sure.
Oh, wow. It's probably still where I think I did horrible. You're in the show.